So how many is too many? Do you have like 11 coaching packages? Today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you exactly how to figure out what should be your signature coaching package and how many additional coaching packages you should have. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. This question comes from one of the clarity calls that I recently hosted. What I've been doing lately, if you have not noticed, is that I've basically been going to my clarity call notebook, conversations that I've had with you guys. And some of the questions that I get in here are perfect questions for YouTube videos. So since I am currently running out of YouTube video ideas, we're just gonna start moving from the book. So in this video, what I wanna share with you is part of a clarity call that I had with a gentleman where he told me about the 6 different coaching packages he had. Let me count them up because I don't want to exaggerate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 coaching packages. So you might have this same question. You might be stumbling over the same problem. How do you know how many coaching packages is too much? And how can you narrow down so that you just have a signature coaching program? Before we get to that, if you would like more on marketing and branding yourself and your business so that you can grow your income and create your very own version of a lavish life, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for notifications. I also do a free training each and every Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And actually, if I look at my clock right now, I've got about 45 minutes before today's training. So if you do want to join me live on an upcoming session, don't forget, hit that bell so you'll get notifications and you'll know when I'm live. All right, so let's jump into this topic so I can wrap up my Saturday recording session and get to that free live training for today. All right, so in this call, what happened was he started walking me through his coaching programs, and his main issue was, I don't know if I'm priced right and if I have the right coaching packages. So when you're thinking about creating a coaching package, a signature coaching package, when you're just getting started, you might not know what your coaching package should include. That's why I did an entire training on it, but I'm gonna tell you more about that towards the end of this video. So you might not know what to include, how much to include. A lot of the times when I work with clients, I find that they're throwing everything in the coaching package because they really wanna deliver. And so, they're making sure we cover this and cover that. And that's actually the first problem that I had. So when I first created a coaching program, it was called 30 Days to Client Praise. And the very first iteration of it, like the first version of it, it wasn't 30 days long. It was 8 weeks long, I think. So it was really 60 days. And in that program, there were a lot of moving parts and pieces and a lot of different things. And I was like, yeah, this is the signature program. But I made the very first mistake, which was putting too much into a program. So yeah, that program sold, but it didn't sell as well as my next program that I created, which was You've Got Clients. And You've Got Clients is the one that you might know, you might be familiar with if you've been in my ecosystem for any number of months. But You've Got Clients is the program that I've been selling over and over again. It's one of my signature programs, and it goes through one problem and solves one problem. So that's the very first thing when you're creating a signature coaching program, is your signature coaching program needs to solve one problem. If you have a coaching program that has too much stuff in it, and then you maybe find this video and you're like, okay, I'm gonna break them out into individual programs. Well, now you're running into the problem where we started the video, which is you have too many programs. So how do you keep that balance, right? How do you have a balance of, I have a program that solves one clear problem, it's my signature program. I also have all these other things I can help clients with. Like, how do you make sure that both of those are working in balance with each other? So the very first thing is obviously choose your big outcome. Choose that one major outcome. Choose that one thing that every single client needs before they can go to the next step. And that might be a separate program. So for example, I just kind of give you a rundown of some of the programs that I offer. I have Package and Profit, which is a one clear outcome, which is you create your high ticket coaching package. Like, you know how to think about it and you can structure that program. Then I have Create and Fill Your Coaching Program. The one clear outcome from that is that you will have created your coaching program and you'll know how to enroll clients. Is it specific to high ticket? No, it's allows you to create whatever coaching program that you'd like, and it'll go through and take you through the sales strategy. So the clear outcome for that program is more centered around the level where someone is in their business. In general, it's for that beginner coach, it's for that beginner business owner who is just starting their coaching business. Even if you have years of experience, it's, you're just now building an online coaching business and putting all those pieces in place. So that's the clear outcome from that, is that you essentially have an online coaching business once you're done. And then I've also got, you've got clients. So you've got clients is the system, it's the machine. And the clear outcome from that is that you will have consistent coaching income when you set up the machine, you set up the system and set up our client gaining funnel that I teach you inside of You've Got Clients. I have a couple of other programs, but for the most part, those are like the main programs. And with those programs, there's always one clear outcome. Now, there might be a lot of different parts. So you might have like 6 modules or 6 milestones or, 10 modules or 10 milestones, but the main thing to remember is that there should be one clear outcome. So if you look at your coaching program right now and you're like, well, they need this before they can move on to this part, and this is the main part of the coaching program, break those two out. Make a separate course or a separate on-demand, self-paced type program, and then create your coaching program around that next level. The problem that I see a lot of clients run into is that that you don't necessarily want to work with beginners. Like, you don't want to work with the people who are still in discovery mode. You don't want to work with the people who are not quite sure about, that level that they need to be at, right? Like they haven't made a decision yet. They haven't really clarified. They're still kind of in search mode. So don't include that training inside of your coaching program. Make that a separate course. Make that a separate on-demand thing, a separate program. And that doesn't have to be a coaching program. It can simply be a course. For example, inside of Create and Fill Your Coaching Program, I have 2 options. I have the course-based version, and then I have a one-on-one coaching version. It doesn't have a group coaching with phone calls or anything like that. For the most part, the clients who work with me in the one-on-one are the clients who are like, I want to move as fast as possible. And then there are clients who they do the self-paced because that's the level that they need right now. It's the investment that they need, and they're willing to work through it at that pace. For You've Got Clients, it's only a group coaching model. I do have a one-on-one that I don't talk about a whole lot, but for the most part, when you go to you'vegotclients.com and you go check it out, the only thing you're going to see is that group coaching model, because for those clients, you already have your coaching program. You created it, hopefully, inside of Create and Fill Your Coaching Program, or you're coming to that program with it already done. So all we have to do is create the machine. That's it. All we got to do is get that going. And that program needs that coaching. It needs that help. It needs that ongoing assistance. So think about that. Think about, what level do you actually want to do your calls with clients at? What level are they at? Is it really the beginner and they're still in kind of search or discovery mode, or have they made that decision? So for example, in this call, he mentioned, these are the people that I want to work with, but I need to wait until they have at least decided that they want to start a business, for example. And so I asked him, I said, well, do they need to know what business they want to start, or is it simply the decision of starting a business? And he said, it's the decision of starting a business. So I said, okay, great. In that case, let's figure out what questions you need to help them ask themselves and what things that conclusions they need to come to before they're ready to invest. So we can get them to the point of, I'm ready to start my business. I've made a decision. Some of that content might be free content. Some of it might be a course. It might be a separate course. It depends on how advanced you want your clients to be before they come to your group coaching program. So for example, before you come into You've Got Clients, you do need to have a coaching program with at least 3 testimonials. You need to have been coaching clients already with a proven offer. Otherwise, you can't create a machine around something that hasn't been proven or tested, because the numbers just won't work out. That program is simply about the machine. It's like Create and Fill Your Coaching Program is like testing out your recipe at home, and You've Got Clients is like sending it to a manufacturer in a manufacturing facility so they can pump out those cakes in mass. And that's kind of the best analogy I could think of. So think about that for yourself. What's the kind of bake the cake process that is the course? or the self-paced process or your free content. And then think about, okay, now that you're to this point and you're ready, what is that coaching process for them? What's that next step where you can get them to that standardized or, that process that's the next step for them. So if you're not quite sure and you need help with this, comment below. I'm happy to get the conversation started. Now, having way too many coaching programs or not being clear on your coaching program is just one mistake that most new coaches make that's going to prevent you from honestly earning six figures in your coaching business. But there are actually 6 mistakes that coaches make that will prevent you from seeing the results and the success that you want. I did a free training on those 6 mistakes where I walk you through not only each of the mistakes, but exactly what you can do to avoid those mistakes. And when you avoid these mistakes, you'll see exactly how my clients are able to generate 10K in 10 days, fill out their group coaching programs, and even sell their low ticket offers in a buying frenzy. In fact, one client avoided just the very first mistake and it generated $95,000 for her within the first 12 months of working with me. In order to check out this training, all you have to do is click the link that's in the description, or you can go to latisha.tv/6. That's latisha.tv/SIX in order to get more details on the training. Once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.